Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome to a Flossy Friday. Oh my gosh, I can start saying that again. It is March 11th. I had to look that up because honestly, don't remember. I normally just like tell you how life has been. This week has been chaotic in like not a bad way. Monday was really crazy because we had some stuff that we needed to do, and then so Monday and Tuesday of our developer team, Julie and I were in training, literally 16 hours, 2 days straight, 8 hours a day. So we couldn't help with almost anything for the patch that we put through today. Also, you know, like we missed Wednesday's meeting, which normally I'm the point runner on that, but things just happen and that's just the way that it goes and the way that life is. I forgot to grab something. Perfect. Okay. So then yesterday had to come back and do a ton of stuff, like logged in, and the guys were like, hey, take care of this and whatever because the patch is going through today, Friday the 11th. So do all that, catching up on others, like, you know, some other stuff, and that's like coming up, working on stuff for this patch and the like all this whatever. And then today it was like working on user securities meeting, working on user securities. And then I thought that our code review meeting was earlier in the morning. So I pushed through like one last edit that I needed to do. And it turned out like I was 2 hours early for that, and which is fine. It got done. So then meetings, I wouldn't let myself go to lunch until I had gotten a couple of tasks for council done, because I'm on staff council, and then the whole rest of the afternoon was a meeting with our users, and then our internal after party meeting. Basically, we put through the patch, and there was issues with that, but then we remedied them. It's been a day. It's been a week. I have done some stitching though. I'm so proud of myself. I've done some sewing. I've done some stitching. Not as much as I would have liked to do, but I did it. Also, because last Saturday was the 2nd anniversary for Montgomery Quilt Company down in Montgomery, Texas. I'm so proud of Kim and Doyle. She literally opened up the shop like a week or two, or not open up the shop. She bought it from someone else. So she became the owner a week or two before everything got shut down. And she's like gotten so much support and love in the last 2 years online. By the way, check out pre-cuts.com, and that's their shop. And anything that's in the shop you can order, and she ships. Yeah, she ships anywhere. So check her out if you're into like Ruby Star. She's getting into some Riley Blake, a lot of Moda. She has a ton of batiks. She carries a lot of pre-cut. She has a lot of things. Also check her out on Facebook because she handed Ashley and I her phone and said, here, get on Facebook, do a live for me. So we actually walk you through the entire shop and kind of like show you like the layout and everything. And she's been doing lives on Facebook and on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. It's really fun. Everything laying around me is kind of like hodgepodge. So we're going to kind of go in like a crazy weird order. I'm just, ooh, okay. Also, the cats are doing great. They're both insane, but they're doing great. So the last Monday, the last day, the last Monday of every month, Kim does a live sale and for Montgomery Quilt Company. This is actually from like 3 weeks ago. This bag and some of the stuff that I'm going to show you is from the anniversary sale. This bag is from like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is from the January end of bolt sale. And so you can, she puts like the original tag, like how much is left of the bolt. And so this is 1 3/8 yard. It's Tula pink flannel. And I love that it was the blues and it has little deers, and I'm collecting old flannel shirts. I feel like I've talked about this. I'm collecting old flannel shirts, and I'm cutting them up and making 5-inch squares and 10-inch squares with them, and eventually I want to make a flannel quilt. So went ahead and got this to add to that, because who doesn't want soft little fuzzy deers in their quilt? And for $8 for over a yard of Tula pink flannel, that's pretty good. So I got that from January. I picked it up mid-February though. And then, so she does, these are the numbers from the live sale. And so like in the comments you put like what number you want. But this is 2 3/4 yards of this really cool, it's called Dance in Paris Teal. I want to say it's a Moda. I wonder if I can find the selvage in here. Probably not. Looks like it's going to be like literally tucked in. Let's see. What? I kind of found it, but I'm like messing up the beautiful presentation of this fabric. It's by Moda, or it's from Moda. So I don't know who though. But anyways, I thought this was really pretty. It's a really nice teal with the navy and the gold. And so if you play your cards right, could mix really well with some Ruby Star, because it's a similar blue to some of her blues. But I mean, it's 2 3/4 yards, so any quilt that has a fair amount of background within this like range of like the 2.5 range, this would be a beautiful background fabric. So had to get that. It was so cute. Love those colors. And then the other things that I got, because there was other stuff that I feel like I've already started using in this bag, but I could totally be wrong about that. I don't remember. Anyways, Ashley, a while back, whenever this first came into the shop, this is from AGF, so Art Gallery Fabrics. Whenever this collection, which this is Sharon Holland's Shine On, she got me a yard of the main print. I mean, like, I would call it the main print. It's the one with the skull heads with the flowers around them. She got me a yard of it because Kim was selling out fast, and I think she has like this much left. But these were the two accompanying fabrics in the line that I really just liked paired with the cow skulls. And I would go pull them, but they're somewhere in there, and I don't feel like dealing right now with the ironing board because also the iron is on. I've developed a very bad habit from Ashley of never unplugging it unless like you absolutely have to. It shuts off, it shuts off into like sleep mode. I don't know. But I also, one, not because of that, but because Stella literally steals things and gets into everything, which is why there's crap all over the floor now again and there. I don't know when she did that. I close my office / sewing room door at night because I just don't trust her. I wish that I could, but I don't. You can't trust her. She's tiny. She gets into everything. She likes to steal things. She's a klepto. Don't trust. This is like the one room in my house that it's easy to steal things because their place moves, because it's a working office and a sewing studio. So anyways, I got these to go with that. It's kind of like this background, and it has, you know, the yellow and pink flowers around cow skulls. It's probably, for having 2 ag degrees and loving being around animals, farm animals and stuff like that, and also being okay with slaughtering them, it's probably the most country chic I'll ever go. Like, don't get me wrong, like a little bit of bling on like your back pockets is normal nowadays, but like I had friends that would have like the blinged out crosses on their back pockets, plus the blinged out boots, plus the fully blinged out belts for their buckles and stuff. That's way too much for me personally. If you can rock it, you can rock it. And I could, but it was just not me. So this is kind of like the most like that end of like country glam chic kind of thing. Because it's also just, there's something about this color palette I just really like. The other thing is though, is that it is AFG or AGF, I'm sorry. And they feel different. Like that's literally like their slogan, feel the difference. It feels different, but I kind of want to make Ashley's Big Little quilt, which is the like big square with the 4 patch, which I did a twist on that, that I'm going to show you in just a minute, but for a quilt for my dad. But I might want to get 2 solids to bring in some of these like blue colors and really kind of like deepen it up a little bit, keep it girly, but like make it a little bit less country shabby chic. Like, I don't know. Anyways, these blues are so gorgeous. And so I just kind of want to bring that out. So I might pair this with some solids, and do a 5-yard quilt. I also, this is Ruby Star, and Kim got, I think this is from the Rain line. Kim only got 3 fabrics from this line. No, wait. This is Rashida Coleman Hale. This one says, Own Your Power, but I think this is from the Rain line. Yes. So this is from the Rain line. And Kim only got this 1 fabric, but she got it in all 3 colorways. And the yellow colorway is beautiful. The black colorway is beautiful. But there is something about this navy colorway. I don't know what to pair this with right now. I don't know if I should pair it with more Ruby Star, or if I should do nothing but solids with this, so that way this could literally be the star. I have no idea what I want to do with this, but Kim has all 3 colorways still in her shop. Is it yellow or is it purple background with yellow flowers? It might be this color background and these are yellow. Now I can't remember. I honestly can't remember, but whichever one isn't black, or this one, is my least favorite of the colorways personally. Black is my second favorite, but I have a thing for blue. It's just, this is gorgeous. And that gold, it pops. It pops, it pops, it pops. It pops. I don't know, it pops. Okay. So let me show what I got. Well, let me show what's left in my bag from the 2-year anniversary, and then the fabric that I got I'll show in a minute. So if you went for the 2-year anniversary, you got a little goodie bag, and here's what I got in mine. I need to recycle all that. Oh no, fudge pops. My bad. So Kim made us with, so her logo has 3 quilt blocks on it. So, and they're 3 different colors. So these are all different. They're little buttons with each of the different like quilt logos. I think Ashley got this one. I don't know who got the flying geese, but anyways, these were like buttons, but she took off the, anyways, they put magnets on them to make them needle minders. So I have a Montgomery Quilt Company needle minder, which I think is so freaking cool. I also am running low on my flatter in my spray bottle. You can kind of see it. It's like right there. And there's so many really good smells of flatter. But this is the one that Ashley uses, and she's kind of gotten me slightly addicted to this scent in particular. It's called Lacy, and it's such a nice floral, but it's not super overpowering. I can't explain it. It is super nice. Some of the smells I'm not a fan of. I do like the fig one, but yeah, some of the smells are just, they're too much for me, or they're like a smell that I'm just not a fan of in particular. Like Celebration to me does not smell very good. But Lacy is amazing, and Kim didn't used to carry this, and she started carrying this scent specifically because of Ashley. Ashley personally likes Lacy because it's less aggressive for her headaches and stuff like that. My headaches don't usually come on via smell. It's if I already have one, smell affects me, but smell does not cause them. Okay, so also Kim made shirts. So I got myself a Montgomery Quilt Company shirt, and I wanted to like have this like wash and be wearing it today, but it just didn't happen. So now she has shirts, and she also has Quilt Nerd shirts that also say Montgomery Quilt Company. So I'm excited to get that in the wash so that way I can start wearing that. The rest of our goodie bag was a Montgomery Quilt Company sticker, which I have one on my sewing machine. And then business cards. So we have a Montgomery Quilt Company business card. We have an Alcantar Acres Retreat and Event Center in Montgomery. We have a Chantilly Lace Quilt Retreat Center. I cannot say those 2 words together. In Willis, Texas. Some of y'all may know this name. Marla Jacobson is the owner of Papaya Creek. This is also it's a quilting and cross stitch retreat center. And Marla is a stitcher. I don't think she makes videos, but I have met her. I met her at the first Houston meetup that I ever went to. Super amazing. Her work is phenomenal. But I think like 2.5, maybe going on 3 years ago, she bought this really cool property, and anyways, it's a retreat center, and it's called Papaya Creek, so go check that out. The Modern Skein, they have yarns and all the things that you need for knitting and crocheting. That's also in Montgomery. Papaya Creek is also in Montgomery. Alcantar Acres, this is just a smaller business card, Montgomery. Same thing for Chantilly. LA Quilting, the long arm of quilt, or the long arm of the quilt. Mary Martinez, she is a quilter in the Montgomery area. Super, super awesome lady. Bride and Bloom is also in Montgomery. It is a floristry and farm. Pretty cool. And then right next door to Kim is a stitch store, and it's called Samplers and Stitchin'. Super cool. The family that owns this are amazing. They legit remember you even if they haven't seen you in months. They like somehow remember your name. They're fantastic. It's just owned by an amazing family. And a koozie. Okay. Oh, also what was in our goodie bag was a charm pack, and I got Moda's Bungalow. It's very It's very tropical. I was trying to think of the word. Words are hard. Okay, before I talk about a little bit more quilting, let's jump into a little bit of stitching. So I'll kind of like, I'll just like mix it up because I have a fair amount of quilting to show you this week. And most of it's haul. It's fine. Slash plans. So let's talk about StitchinMommy's Wander With Me, or Temperature Wander With Me Sal. So I got that caught up to, the 9th, the 8th. I got it cut up to March 8th. So this is where we are at with Stella's. This is the highs of the day. So once again, you can tell like we had this like big dip in the temperatures down into the 40s, and these are the high temperatures. So most of these are like this is in the 80s, and then we're mostly like in the 60s, 70s, dip down to the 40s, dip down to the 40s. We got back up into the 80s here. So we went from 80s back down to the 40s, waited a week, back into the 80s, and this was on the 8th, and it was back in the 40s. So Texas just don't know what it is, y'all. Let me see. What is the temperature right now? Because the wind is like blowing. It was supposed to rain. I don't think it is. It's 40 degrees out right now. But it feels like 31. What the hey? There's 71% humidity right now, so makes sense. But also, what the hell? What is wrong with you? Anyways. So that's just Texas weather, you know, it's, you know, spring is here and we're about to do daylight savings time this weekend and we're still in the 40s. Whatever. Honestly, like you hear me say this, but it's kind of normal for here, to like randomly be, in like the 40s and stuff like in March. Like honestly, Texas doesn't really, where I'm at in Texas, let me rephrase. Where I'm at in Texas, we don't normally get our winter until like January, February, March. And we start getting cooler temperatures probably around like or warmer temperatures around like next week. But like cool warm, you know, like the 60s and the 70s that everybody likes. And then, you know, in the middle of the day, it shoots up to like the 80s, maybe the 90s. And then it drops back down for like the evening and stuff. It's like it's pretty nice for a couple of months, and then in the summer it's literally just sweltering. Like literally it's like the drippings from the asshole of the devil. Anyways, it just gets very, very, very hot here. Anyways, I digress. This is the low temps. Again, I got it updated to March 8th, and it's so funny. So, on the highs, on these 80s, where the highs were in, I think it was like 82 one day and 84. That's why it's different colors. The lows were in the 60s. And then it just dropped back down to the 30s and the 20s as the lows. So, really good times. But it's just so funny, like, I'm so glad that I'm doing it like this and doing like the highs and the lows, because it just really shows you how insane in a single day Texas weather can be. And I know that there are more states that are like this, but it truly is, if you're from Texas, it truly is just a Texas joke. Like, you'll experience all 4 seasons in a single. This is why we don't have like real true seasons. Like, we have not summer and summer. And summer starts around May and goes until about October-ish. We get maybe like a month and a half of fall. Then we get some winter for like January, February, and part of March. And then March and April are kind of like our spring. So we really, truly have like summer and not summer. But you can experience low-level summers in the middle of winter. It's so weird. It's funny. Some people find it funny if you're from here, and some people can't wait to leave because they just can't they just can't deal, and I totally get that. I would love for it to be colder longer in the year, but you know, at some point you either get used to it or you don't. I got a fun little package full of goodie goodies. I'm so excited. One I'm borrowing. Actually, am I borrowing all of these? I don't know. Elizabeth, can you let me know in the comments? I think one is for me to stitch and then I can eventually pass it on. One I know for sure I'm borrowing. And then I don't know about this. I don't know about this other one, but it's cute and I like it. You sent me surprises that I didn't know were coming. Okay, so I got a goodie package today in the mail, and they attempted to bend it. Rude. I'm gonna have to text Clayton and be like, Clayton, please don't fold things like that again. Yes, I am friends with my mail guy. Okay, anyways, one of these I do have. Ooh, what is this? I've literally just opened this. I do have this one though. But I love it. I do, I love this. Okay. Okay, so one of the ones that's in here is Knee High by Hands On Design. I do have this pattern, and I originally wanted to like change this and move this blue square down to here because I'm pretty sure the count works, I think. And then do this, like I would add extra like reds and stuff to like make it work. But I was thinking like making it a Texas flag. You can never have too many Texas flags. I mean, or American flags. But I love Texas almost as much as I love America. Anyways, I do have this. I love this. I love that it was also in a magazine. I had no idea. Maybe that's where it was first and I just didn't know. Yeah, it was in Just Cross Stitch in 2015. I think I bought it. Well, obviously, I bought the pattern whenever it got released. I'm assuming after it was out of magazine. That would make sense to me. Okay, so that's a goodie that I didn't know about. This I'm pretty sure is a goodie that I didn't know about. And if I did know about it, my brain has been on for like a while. I mean, anyways. She sent me this. Folk Art Nativity. How cute is this? It's from The Cross Stitcher. Do I have a year? February of 2003. I was still in high school. I don't know if I love this. And then look, you make them into like little, like, I mean, kind of like finger puppet looking-ish. So cute. I do like it just stitched as the sampler though. I would probably never do this. I would probably do something similar to this. But well, there's a couple of random little goodies in here too thrown in. Oh, I'm all mixed up. Oh, wait. Are these the same thing? Maybe? Yes. Does this say Christmas jiggers? What is that, a J? Figures? Jiggers. Jaggers? Jaggers. Jaggers? What the flip does that say? Ligers? I don't know. Anyways, it's a bunch of little tinies that you can put on like a little tree. And so there's all of these. So she also sent me these. I don't know. What does that say? I have no idea. Anyways, so these are also in there. So there's all of those. There's also, I'm going to try and not, because the pattern's on some of these. There's a little candy cane and snowflake on one of them. Ooh. There's a light bulb, a Christmas tree, mittens, and a stocking. Some of these are on that other picture. Gotta go to this side. A wreath, Mrs. Claus, snow, and a snowman. Yeah, some of them are on this other, maybe they're all on that other picture. No, there's way more than what's on that picture. Okay, and then there's presents, an ornament, a drum, little drummer men. And then a ho ho ho, a Santa, a candle, and an angel. Those are so freaking cute. I still... What does this say? Anyways, those are super cute. And then she sent me this one. This is Little House Needleworks Quilting. I didn't know about this one either. This is a surprise. Is this a borrow? I feel like this is a borrow, and I need to send this back to you whenever I'm done. Also, I'm so excited. So, she also gets the P&PS magazine, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Is it Stitcher or Stitching? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. She gets the hard copy, and this is by Barbara Anna, and I am in love. And if you aren't following Elizabeth on Instagram at Solar Stitches, if you are not following her, you need to, because whenever kids play soccer or do any sport at this one particular field, on their lights, there are 2 bald eagles that spend the whole time sitting on the light. She posts about them all the time, and they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. And she was stitching on this, and it's from 2020. It's so beautiful, and I don't get this magazine, and I probably should invest in it, but I just haven't, and it is what it is. But she ripped these out and sent them to me because she's already stitched it, and it's amazing, and it's gorgeous, and oh my god. Is that not the most cutest little bald eagle you ever did see? Okay, I will say Paulette Stewart makes some really cute bald eagles, but like they're like teeny tiny. He's big. He's so cute. He's so cute, and I love the little... I love all of that. And I think the only thing really that Elizabeth changed up on hers, which I'll probably do the same because I'm not the biggest fan of doing letters, is one, I'll either change it to actually say something, which is an option because I have the alphabet, or I'll just fill it in. I think, which is what she did. I don't believe she stitched any of the letters. I think she filled it in. I might try and see if I can get it to say something, but other than that, he's so stinking cute. He's getting started at some point close to the time whenever you do that. And then this I know is a borrow, and I don't know when this will ever get back to you. But this is an oldie but a goodie from Plum Street Samplers. Speaking of Paulette Stewart. And this is 7 Days of Creation. Oh my gosh, it's Genesis. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's massive, and I want to do it. How big are you going to be? Ooh, on 16 count, you're 14 by 22. It's nothing. On 18 count, though, it's 12.5 by 20. So that's not too bad. Look at me trying to justify that. Okay, so anyways, thank you, Elizabeth. I really super appreciate this, and like some of it's gonna be quicker than others. Like 7 Days of Creation. When do you want that back? Oh god. So sorry, but honestly, when do you want that back? Okay. Let's show a little bit more quilting for a minute, and then I have more cross stitch, but also more quilting. So this is Ashley's Big Little Quilt, but kind of like reimagined, and I'm making this for my dad. So Ashley's Big Little Quilt has a big square, a 4-patch, a big square, and then it alternates. I've shown y'all some of my quilts that I've made with that pattern. What I decided to do, though, for my dad, because once again, we all love Texas, I need to make him a throw blanket because I'm making everyone else one for Christmas. Making other people one for Christmas. So I want to make him one because I've never made him a throw blanket. I've just made him a gigantic king-size blanket. I wanted to make him one that kind of looks like a bunch of Texas flags, but I also, his large blanket I made with Civil War reproduction fabrics, and I thought, how cool would it be if this one was also Civil War reproduction fabrics? But the backing fabric, I'm gonna like splurge and get him like a more expensive backing fabric, and I'm gonna get him camo, because why would I not? So, can you not? So, the blue for the state of for the Texas flag is actually covered in little tiny baby stars. And then for the white, it's like a cream, but there is like these weird maroony red, grungy red and navy, like little bubbles in it. So it just ties it all in. And then we have the red with like the floral kind of like wheat barley type look. I don't know. Anyways, they're like little baby Texas flags and I love them. And the back is going to have camo. So just imagine that. The other thing, and I bought this the other day because at my Quilt Guild meeting, we are doing a collab quilt. And it's on Instagram. And that's where our people saw this idea. So I'm trying to find the information so that way I can tell you about it as well. It is literally called the Collaboration Quilt, brought to you by Color of Connection Quilt. So if you go on Instagram and you hashtag Color of Connection Quilt or search for them, they actually have a like Instagram, and it's these 3 ladies, and they also have individual Instagrams. So this is Miss Porphyria, right here. She's one of the creators. Oh gosh, my white balance right now is off. And then you have Mish Quilts. Ugh. And then the last person, and I don't know her name, but her IG handle is Collective Quilts. And together they are doing the Color of Connection Quilt, and that actually, Color of Connection Quilt. And this is one of the ways that you can put the quilt together, but a lot of people are putting it together in different ways, but it's basically a collab thing like online. But how we're doing it is our like person over events contacted them and said, if I pay for the pattern, because you just have, basically you just buy the pattern. If I buy the pattern and we do it as a charity, so we bought the pattern one time and we signed up individually in our guild if we wanted to participate in this, and you donated so much money, all of that donated money is going towards their quilt project, fundraiser type. I forget. Anyways, oh, now I made it too low in brightness for me to read. So let me see. What does this say? Where there is colorful connection, there is beauty in our quilts and in our communities. 100% of the proceeds of this pattern go directly to the Color of Connection Incorporated, and their mission is to bring more diversity to the quilting community. So basically, our person in our guild reached out to them. She bought the pattern one time from them, and then we are able to donate however much we're able to donate. Minimum was $6, but you could donate more than that, to participate in a block rotating exchange to do this quilt. And all of our donations to participate in this is also being sent to them for this project fund. Am I making sense? Anyways, so there's 9 blocks, and there's a fabric list and all this whatever, and like shows you how to put the blocks together, all 3 of the blocks together. So I think I'm gonna do this configuration. Oh God. Does that make it better? Oh, that makes it better. It makes it hard for me to see it, but it makes it better for you guys. Okay, I think I want to do that configuration, but keeping up with the Civil War print fabrics, I have always wanted to make a Civil War reprint fabric quilt, and it's like, now's my chance. So these are the I've already started. So basically the concept is we have forms that have the cut list, the which block it's for, like what fabrics are in that, which fabric is which fabric, and all this stuff. And we're going to make each block into a baggie. So we'll have 9 baggies, and basically you make one of your own, or if you want to make one of each of the 3 blocks for your own, then you only put 6 out of the 9 in the collective pile, and 6 other people take one of your blocks, and you only take home 6 people's blocks. So basically your friends help you make your quilt. So I decided to do mine also with Civil War reprint fabric. So I picked out this one, this really awesome light blue, this pink, this crazy insane yellow, because why not, this brown, this navy, and then I have 2 focal fabrics. I have this one and I have this one. So it calls for 9 fabrics. I was gonna make my 9th one muslin, but I'm kind of like reworking stuff like as I go, so we'll see. Okay, what else have I slightly been working on? I did start cutting up and putting together my food group blocks, which are for my kitchen table. I'm making a tablecloth with the food group line from Ruby Star. So these came out different sizes because of seam allowance. So I've just got to square them up, but it's going to kind of like go every other. And then the tomato line just came out, and my local shop here in town, the Fabric Carousel, she has 2 of the prints from tomato that would go perfectly with this, because there's little tomatoes and mushrooms on them. And so I'm going to get some of those, and I'm going to make like strips in between these and add in like tomatoes and mushrooms. I think it would be really super cute. Something that I need to work on this month, I've already shown you this, and but I have my little farm panel and these cute little farms accompanying fabrics. This is Riley Blake. I have to make this because one of my favorite people in the entire world, her baby shower is like the first or second weekend of April. I think it's the first weekend of April, so I don't have much time to get this baby quilt done. So I've got to work on that. Okay. At the 2-year anniversary for Montgomery Quilt Company, because now it's finally unburied, I can show you the fabrics that I got. I went ahead and I fell in love with these. One of the fabrics is from Tomato. 2 of them are from Heirloom, and 2 of them are from Elixir. All by Ruby Star. And so I loved these colors together so much. I had to do something with them. And it's honestly looking very Scandinavian in this pattern and with the fabrics that I picked. And if I would have made this a red, it would have really looked Scandinavian. So this is at Kim's. If you get 3 yards, you can pick out for $36. If you get 3 yards for $36, you can pick out a 3-yard quilt pattern out of like a select set of patterns. And she started doing the same thing for 5-yard quilts. I picked out this one because I picked out 5 fabrics that I just thought spoke together really well, and I couldn't not put them together, and I just really love this pattern. So this pink is this thin in between line and the border, or at least unless I want to make it bigger. So this is a single quilt block. It's so amazing. I love it. I love it so much. I'll just show you the one corner. These are from Elixir. I want to say this is from Tomato Tomato. I think it's from Tomato Tomato. I could possibly be wrong on that, but I know that these two are from Elixir. This is from Heirloom, and this is from Heirloom. But for real, guys, can we not appreciate how beautiful this is gonna be? Like, it truly is magical. I love this so much. So I've kind of like started on it, you know, because I have nothing else to work on. Okay, so I do have a finish. Be proud. I do have a finish, and I do also have a new start. I finished the first 12 Days of Christmas. I do have a complaint about that. We paid over 2 weeks ago now for month 3, and it still is not here. I don't know what's going on. If anybody else is in this club, have you received your month 3? I emailed 3 days ago because my first 2 came with tracking, but I was never sent the tracking information. So I emailed about 3 days ago asking if I could have my tracking information for my part 3, and they have yet to respond to me. The crazy Annie's people. So I don't know what's going on with that. I know that I've talked about it here, and like, this is my first time dealing with them. If this is normal, this is the last time that I'm going to deal with them. But I also found out, well, the first time whenever I was like, you're asking me for payment and none of us have even received our first month. They were asking for payment for the second one before we ever received the first one, and chose not to tell their customers that they were shipping out late. Which, whatever, if that's your prerogative, but it's horrible customer service and business practice, but whatever. But then everything went fine with the second one, but now it's been 2 weeks. We've all paid. The people that I know that are a part of this club have not received theirs, so I don't know what's going on with this thing. In the email, whenever she finally wrote me back the first time about January's pattern, she said that it was bigger than they expected it to be. It was over 300 people. That's the largest that they've ever had in participation. But one of my friends who is a part of the Facebook group, they updated apparently last night and said that they decided to go ahead and let more people join. So now there's over 400 people in this auto ship Sal, which if you can't get out the ones that have been a part of it on time, I don't understand why you would open it up to more. But again, not my monkey, not my circus, but I am curious as to where my third pattern is. I don't know. They won't email me. They won't update you, and if you aren't in the Facebook group, which half of their customers for this are only on Instagram. So I'm not really understanding the point in that. Or not answering email. I don't get it. But they are really cute patterns. I'm just saying I will probably never use this service again. I don't care if the pattern is an exclusive. I don't care. After this year, I think I'm done with the frustration of dealing with this company. And that's just me. So, the first one, I got it done, except for the beads. I'm going to wait and do the beads. I have them, but I'm going to wait and do them. Because one, also, I don't know if I want to do them. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Here's my partridge. It's done. It's so cute. The other thing is that the first one did not come with the pattern to make these into stockings. I have seen some other people already finish theirs into stockings. I've never done that before. I definitely need a pattern. If you can freehand that, I think that's amazing, and you're some kind of Evel Knievel. That's not in my personal wheelhouse, so I need the outline. And we weren't told what month it's going to come in. We were just told it's coming in a future pattern. I don't know. It could be month 7 for all I know. Who knows? Anyways, super cute. I'm still loving it. This is 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Sprite. I did change up a little bit of the colors, but not drastically or crazy. I did on the second one. You'll understand why whenever I show you. But yeah, I'm really, really, really loving this. It's super cute. And I did start number 2, my 2 turtle doves. And I did make a single drastic color change to this. And it's basically because my fabric is lighter. And I pulled the called for color. And honestly, in my opinion, especially on my well, I can't tell the difference that well on the black fabric in the photo either. But especially on my fabric, you would not have been able to easily tell that there's a difference between the ecru and the 644 on this. So I made it like a darker brown. And maybe that's not what turtle doves look like. It's fine. They're dirty. It's fine. I have dirty doves. It is what it is. I know that they're like an off-white, but I wanted to be able to tell the difference on them, and I wasn't going to be able to. So I did a brown, and I'm going to mix that with ecru, and it will be what it will be. So it's a small start, but it's super cute. So I have this guy started. Well, actually I have all of his body pretty much. No, I have a little bit of tail to do. And then I'll start the inverted bird. So weird. And then the branches and all that. But anyways, small start. I really like it. It's super cute. I'm just very intrigued and disappointed in the way that this company does their stuff. I don't know. I was never super interested in any of the patterns. I really liked the 12 Days of Christmas ones. And so that's why I wanted to join it. And I've heard nothing but good things, but like everyone that I know who's also used them before for some of these like kits and like limited edition, or like you can't get it anywhere else, like designer series or whatever, have never had problems before. But those same people are having problems getting their patterns and getting responses from them on this particular series. And none of us understand it. I don't know what it is. Anyways, last thing to show you, everything but the binding. The binding just needs to be flipped over and whip stitched down. That's literally all that is left to do. And I did get my full credit at my Quilt Guild for having this done, because this is absolutely a nightmare terror to work on. But my puff quilt, aside from flipping the binding over, literally flipping the binding over and tacking it down, my puff quilt is done. So hopefully over the next week I can whip stitch this, because I'm so ready for this to be done. This is a nightmare quilt. But I did tie it. But it is done. Stella loves it. I also really need to get it whip stitched because Kim wants to hang it up in the shop for a couple of weeks. So I need to get it done so that way Kim can do that. And yeah. So it's a tie quilt. There is batting in here. There is batting. There is a backing. It's a hot mess on the inside. It's a hot mess everywhere else. Like, you can see seams. It is what it is. It's fine. I don't suggest doing the binding the way that I did. I suggest doing it with the pillowcase method, because this was an absolute nightmare. But it's almost completely done, and I can say that I've made one, and I love it. It's Ruby Stars heirloom fabric. It took 6 charm packs, or 2 charm packs and a layer cake made into charm packs. And then I made the back of the pockets with muslin, and then the backing is muslin, and for the yarn, I used Yarn Bees Mini Maker in navy because I didn't need a whole lot, so I just got a tiny one. They're called the Mini Makers. And I believe it's cotton. Might be acrylic. It's acrylic, which is fine. A really big needle, which I abused mine, and it's now crooked, and it also went halfway through this finger while I was pulling it with pliers. So it took a day or two to like properly heal. And I borrowed a thimble, a really nice like silicone-y thimble from Ashley as well. So because I only have smaller metal thimbles that you put on like this finger and this finger for like seamstress sewing. But that is it. My gigantic quilt also came back from the quilter this last weekend. And I would bring it in here, but it actually is on the bed being used. Like the cats have already brought toys on the bed and all this whatever. So it is on my Instagram, KelliAnn86. So if you want to see that, I have posted photos of it finished on my Instagram. So go check it out. But yes, my gigantic Maureen McCormick, a blooming bunch. The quilt that I designed myself is finished and it's on my bed. But that is it. That is it. It's a lot of quilting, a little bit of stitching, and a whole lot of like goodies and haul and stitchy kindness. So I'm really excited. Oh, I was going to talk about market releases and like things that like I want and stuff like that this week, but I didn't realize that I had that much quilting stuff to show you. So we'll do that next week, and hopefully I'll have the 3 patterns that I've already purchased in my possession. That's like, I would hope. Like I'm truly hoping. But I'll show the patterns that I got if they're in. If they aren't in, I'll still show them, and then I'll show what the rest of my wish list is, because it is quite lengthy. But over time I forget about things and like I want them less. But yeah, lots of quilting stuff. The other thing is that the Hey Y'all fabric should be in next month. So I'm also designing that quilt. So that's going to be really exciting. So anyways, keep on the lookout for all of that. Bless me. And thank you if you told me Gesundheit. I hope that y'all have had a fabulous week. I hope that y'all have an amazing weekend. Like I said, it might rain here. It's really cold and sad looking. But this weekend there is the, I don't know, it's like called like the Rusty Chippy, Rusty Crusty, I don't know, antique thing out at the fairgrounds. And it's like half antique, half junk. Or I guess like a third antiques, a third just junk, and a third people repainting old furniture and like making it look like old school farmhouse stuff. That's basically what it is. So that's tomorrow and Sunday. Ashley and Tracy want to go to it, so we are going to go to that. We might run by our local fabric store because I need a little bit more of the Civil War prints. And then, depending on the weather, I need to do some yard stuff. So I hope that y'all have had a fantastic week. I hope you have a great weekend and week coming up. I will see y'all next Friday, hopefully with more quilt stuff done. Also, might be putting a poll up on my Instagram stories sometime this weekend because I would love to get I need to like look at my budget for next month, but I would love to get 1 or 2 of my quilted, and I might need some guidance on which one should come first. So, we'll see. But yeah, I really need to get started on this guy. But it's going to require me to do a lot of math, and I don't want to right now. So we'll see. Anyways, have a good one. I will talk to y'all next week. Bye, guys.